say some days you're gonna win. They say some days you're gonna lose. I tell you, I got news for you. You're losing all the time, you never win. No, if you believe that's how it's gonna be, I better put you down. Get up, you take your up and come down on the ground. You gotta save me now. You better turn around. And I looked around, I was heading down. Oh, somebody throw me down the line. This is some days you gotta give. This is some days you gotta take. That's the way it's gotta be. Roll it over and you will see. The city streets are full of people going nowhere, making time. The change from night to day is really only out just along the line. Can't you see the sign? When I looked around, I was heading down. Oh, somebody throw me down the line.
It's a Thursday. The 11th day of December does fall on it. CJ, it's our daily show. RiverBender.com and Roku TV. We got a good one for all of you. We're going to be talking to Greenhead Beverage here in a couple of minutes, and really excited for this one. We had to reschedule from Monday, and then also a reschedule for Monday. We're going to be talking to Precision and really getting the latest on their firearm training program, and really excited for all of that in the next 2 hours. We got some good content coming your way, but in the meantime, let's dive right into news now. At 9:06, here's what you need to know. Make sure you download that RiverBender.com app today, and you'll never miss out. You can join myself and over 80,000 people in the know each and every day of the work week and on Saturdays with around the Riverbend. You can also stay up to date in real time all the time again by going to the App Store or Google Play and just searching RiverBender.com. A federal judge has sentenced Legnesh Kumar Patel to 90 months for an elderly imposter scam. Here's what we know and what we've been following. Patel, a 38-year-old Indian national, had been sentenced to 90 months in prison for his involvement in an imposter scheme that targeted elderly victims across multiple states, including here in Illinois and Missouri. Patel pled guilty to conspiracy to commit wire fraud and financial institution fraud, as well as 2 counts of wire fraud, and has been ordered to pay over $2 million in restitution. Acting as a courier, he collected money and gold valued at more than $2.2 million from 11 identified individuals as part of an larger scheme involving at least 85 victims and losses that exceed $6.9 million. Authorities do emphasize their commitment to aggressively prosecuting these fraudsters who are targeting the elderly. A full write-up and all the details at riverbender.com/news. Also in the news today, the Bethalto Police Department is currently investigating an incident involving 3 females who tampered with Christmas donation boxes in a local park on December the 8th. Here's what we know. The act was recorded on surveillance video, and authorities are urging individuals to come forward voluntarily. Police Chief Jason Lamb believes the case likely involves juveniles and expects a swift resolution after reviewing the footage. The donation boxes, secured with padlocks, were forcibly opened, though it remains unclear if anything was taken at this time. The Bethalto Spirit Group, responsible for the campaign, is cooperating with police. Increased surveillance cameras are being installed in parks to prevent future incidents, and anyone with information is encouraged to contact Bethalto Police. Also in the news today, At Jersey Community High School, students in the welding and electricity programs are gaining valuable hands-on experience to meet the rising demand for skilled tradespeople. Electricity students are working in mock residential wiring labs, learning about ground fault circuit interrupters, and performing real-world circuit installations. The program, revived last year, has seen overwhelming interest and offers field trips and guest speakers to broaden career insights. Welding students focus on core techniques like gas and arc welding, contributing to community projects such as the large Christmas tree display downtown. Both programs are offering dual credit through Lewis and Clark Community College, helping students save time and tuition while preparing them for in-demand careers. A full write-up on that, along with other trade spotlights, available at RiverBender.com/news. Also, back here locally, Alton City officials narrowly passed a resolution that requires Ameren, Illinois to relocate power lines deemed a public safety hazard by local business owner Aaron Frew. City Council voted 4-3 to invoke the city's franchise agreement, compelling Ameren to move the bare overhead lines running less than 6 feet from Frew's historic Snyder Block building at no cost to her. Frew highlighted the safety risks that have persisted for over 15 years and clarified misunderstandings about prior proposals and the legal implications. Despite opposition, the council's decision enforces existing agreements to prioritize that public safety and long-standing community concern. A full write-up and that city council meeting at RiverBender.com/news, and that city council meeting in the video section. Also, in the news today, we aren't going to give you this in the 9 o'clock newscast, but something we will tease for the 10 o'clock newscast. Recently, we've had 2 candidates that are running for the Republican side of things for U.S. Senate in Illinois for Dick Durbin's seat. Dr. Pamela Denise Long and Don Tracy. Those profiles available at RiverBender.com/news. Let's take a look at weather today. It's warming up. 29 degrees in downtown Alton. It feels like 32. Not having that brutal wind helps. Today, cloudy and cold, but get this. Intermittent snow and flurries this afternoon with little to no accumulation, so be careful driving as the day goes along. Tonight, just cloudy. Air quality right now at 49, which is ranking in it good. Today, Thursday, temperatures reach 35 degrees and drop down to 29 overnight as we head into Friday. Again, that 65% chance of snow flurries do persist today. On Friday, party day, a high of 34, a low of 19. And then on Saturday, they're calling for an even colder overnight as we head into Sunday. On Saturday, 65% chance that we are going to see snow. And now, we're calling for little to no accumulation on the snow side of things, but it will be brutally cold. 22 degrees on Saturday for the high and a low of -5 as we head into Sunday. On Sunday, a high of 14 degrees and a low of 4. And on Monday, when we start our work weeks, a high of 43, a low of 25. Make sure if you have a heat issue, a heat sufficiency problem, or for the unhoused, overnight warming locations will be active on nights where it's under 20 degrees, which looks like tomorrow through Sunday at least. You can stay up to date in real time all the time by downloading the RiverBender.com app today, or you can always call that landmark phone number, 618-465-4545. This time powered by Bounce Back, Rehab, Recover, Return Home. Hey, before we take a quick break, I told you about it yesterday, but just wanted to make sure you heard me. Annual 12 days of Christmas sale is happening at RP Lumber. You know, whether or not you're getting something for yourself or you're getting something for that hard to find, present. You know what I'm talking about? There's always that one person in the family that's always kind of hard to shop for. They have everything. What do you get them? Well, RP Lumber's got some great deals that you can't miss out on. Something you should take a look at. I mean, from a gas fire pit that you're going to save $210. I mean, that's 50% off a 28-inch gas fire pit, to, even things for yourself, like I said, like shelving cabinets for your storage units, for your, sheds, for your basements, whatever you need them for. They even have that Jumpstart Power Pack. That's always a great gift. You're going to save a couple of bucks on that, and so many more options. You can check it out on our RiverBender.com wallpaper. Oh, and by the way, the best part about this during the annual 12 days of Christmas sale is that all items in the ad qualify for double points during the my RP Lumber annual 12 Days of Christmas sale. You can learn more at the RiverBender.com wallpaper or by going to rplumber.com/promotions. And don't forget to tell them that you know who sent you over their way. We'll take a quick break and we'll come back with more Daily Show on this Thursday morning. You stay there and I'll be right here on your Roku TV app or RiverBender.com, wherever you watch this show. More Daily Show comes your way next. With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
Discover Del Mar Public House, located in Godfrey's historic Clifton Schoolhouse. Enjoy bold flavors like homemade falafel, fish and chips, and rotating pasta favorites. Relax with local beers, half-price wine bottles, and summer poutine nights. The only thing missing is you. Open Wednesday through Sunday. Del Mar Public House, where great food, drinks, and friends come together. DelMarPublicHouse.com.
Do you need to declutter your
Throughout all life
space?
stages, you need someone in your corner, guiding you on your health and wellness journey. At OSF Healthcare, that's your primary care provider. Your OSF primary care provider is there for every stage of life. Find a provider today at osfhealthcare.org/primary.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives. Go with Roberts Motors. The wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, Free is alive and well at Liberty Bank, the local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
What's up? It's Mike Keith. What's up, bro? What's good, my guy? Back to spotlight other amazing alumni and how they discovered their path at Lewis and Clark. Let's jump into it.
This is Dwight Wirtz, president of Wirtz Welding and Tank Service, the nation's premier distributor of tank trailer parts. Dwight has been an outspoken and long-time supporter of the college and is the current chairperson of Lewis and Clark Board of Trustees. Oh, and he's a Lewis and Clark grad.
I'm Dwight Wirtz, and I am a trailblazer.
Macias Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible, covering auto, home, business, and life insurance. Our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Macias team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MaciasInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
Tomorrow isn't built by dreamers. It's built by doers. Because progress doesn't work unless we do. So at Ameren, we've been hard at work putting energy to work for you. Adding underground cables, installing advanced switches and sensors, storm hardening poles and power lines, making the energy grid stronger today so it can meet your needs tomorrow. Learn about projects in your area at Ameren.com/energyfuture.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Welcome back. Daily Show, hitting you in the nose. You know, we got Ben Julian in here. Precision Point Armory. It was really good to have you in the studio. And honestly, I was thinking about this. And, you know, Christmas is right around the corner. And what do people need?
Well, they need gifts.
They need gifts, and they need good firearm training.
Right.
It goes hand in hand. You know what I'm saying? You know, but it really is good to have you in the studio today. And this is something that's really important, you know, and especially when it comes to, you know, training and the proper ways that we can, you know, manage our firearms and all the things that pertain to it. And, I mean, you've had a lot of experience, over 30 years of it. And, you know, being USCCA certified, what does that, you know, really bring to the table? And what's that break down to?
So basically the USCCA certification, that's a United States Concealed Carry Association. They represent all states across the board, and you can get insurance. You can follow their curriculum for training. It's basically a standard for training nowadays when it comes to firearm training.
Well, I really appreciate you being here. And, you know, spending 30 years and having that background and just being involved, you know, take me through how it even began, you know, 30 years ago.
So I grew up around firearms, and over time it just really became a passion. My father was very big into hunting and bird dogs and things, and he really instilled in us boys as young children gun safety was a major thing, and being sure your gun's unloaded and controlling the muzzle of your gun. And like I said, it's just become a lifelong passion. Over 30 years, I've shot rifles and shotguns and pistols and archery equipment, and I've hunted all over the U.S., Canada, and in Africa. So I've traveled with firearms, hunted with them. I've been on horseback with firearms. So I have a pretty extensive background with, like I said, firearms and archery equipment.
That's incredible. Well, you know, what do you enjoy the most when it comes to shooting? What's your firearm of choice?
So I have a lot that I really like, but lately I've been shooting a Springfield Armory Prodigy 9mm with a red dot sight on it, and a couple other newer pistols that are a little bit performance style automatic pistols. But I always seem to go back to the old tried and true good old revolver. Nice. That's what my father had me shooting when I was young, and I like to shoot them. I like how they work. I like the simple functioning of them, and you can get some really good accuracy out of them. I really think a revolver is underrated for concealed carry too. Everybody wants to go into a semi-automatic firearm, which I have no problem with, but I think the revolvers are really underrated when it comes to that.
Absolutely, and you know, I want to talk about that here in a couple of minutes. But you know, going back real quick to your hunting days, what was the bird dog of choice? Just because I'm curious.
So my dad always had English setters or Brittany's. He raised them a lot, but either one of those.
Really cool. Well, you know, take me into what leads up to Precision Armory. You know, 30 years, and did you do something prior to this, or was this something
Okay. I've had several other jobs and been self-employed pretty much since I was 18, 20 years old. Mm-hmm. I've worked other jobs for other people also, but it really grew out of my passion of wanting to teach people how to handle firearms safely. Not so much just shooting, but I think there's a real need for firearms safety. I think people really need it and don't know what they're doing, and there's a lot of new people out there that really could use the training. I see it a lot in the concealed carry classes. People come in and they don't know how to take their firearm apart. A lot of them don't know how to even load it.
Are you serious?
Oh yeah, I see it a lot. And what I would like to do in my commitment to this is to get people some prep classes and some prior education to complete those courses and do better. And I will be offering concealed carry and renewal courses. I have some of those scheduled on my calendar as of now.
Okay.
But what I'm really wanting to focus on is more one-on-one training, and specifically safety training and safe handling and safe storage. And I also want to do some stuff to work with families and kids. I think that's a major thing.
Totally.
If you have young children, they should be taught safely, and you should store and handle your firearms safely, I think, is a major thing for people to know.
I totally, and it's one of those things where, I mean, you see it, so many times, and I'm sure you see it a lot more just because you're in that industry and environment, but how many stories of these things could be prevented, because of accidents or anything like that. And it all comes down to not having the proper education and not having, proper training too,
Correct. And, there's 4 major safety rules with firearms. And one of the major ones is to keep your finger off the trigger. And guns don't shoot themselves. They don't fire on their own. You have to exert some physical force or push the trigger for them to fire. So if you follow that major safety rule, you can avoid a lot of mistakes. And like I said, there's other safety rules too, like keeping your muzzle in a safe direction, not pointing your firearm at things you don't want to destroy. All very important, but number one that could avoid a lot of accidents is keeping your finger off the trigger until you're ready to fire a firearm.
Absolutely. And, I was doing a little prep work and going over some of the papers, and you also have some really cool, opportunities when it comes to paper targets, but also moving ones too, and all these different opportunities. Can you fill me in a little bit more on those?
So I don't have an indoor range. I have an outdoor range set up, and it's a bermed facility for safe shooting. So all rounds will be going into a dirt berm that surrounds the shooting area. We have 6 paper target stands for shooting your normal paper targets and concealed carry qualification. I also have 4 steel silhouette targets. All my steel targets are made by Challenge Targets. Mm-hmm. They're done right. They're set at an angle so you don't get ricochets off the steel back at you. Like I said, we have 4 silhouette steel targets, and then I also have 4 challenge targets, which are moving targets. So you have to have some skill with tracking, and once you shoot a target off, they'll move a different position, so you're not able to time them and get the movement down on some. It takes some skill and stuff to get used to. So I like to have some things like that to keep it fun for students and keep things interesting.
Well, and I think it's really a good thing to talk about is the philosophy when you go into these type of programs and types of training environments too, because a lot of times I feel like, having the proper trainer and that connection really does go a long way when it comes to, receiving the proper education too and understanding if it's right for you. What's your philosophy when it comes to, how you do your trainings across the board, from the basic beginner to the more advanced?
Well, everybody's going to be a little different, and I like to take each situation in consideration and work with that student individually. Like somebody that doesn't know as much, we're probably going to start at the beginning, and we're going to do some things without any live ammo, some firearm handling, and we're going to use some dummy rounds or what is called snap caps, which don't actually fire. It's a safe way to dry fire your firearm. You can do pistol or holster work, and you can practice your trigger work and drawing and things without any issues of live ammo going off or having a accidental discharge. But then I also will work with more advanced students and help them perfect their form and their trigger pull and things like that. So across the board, it really just is going to depend on the student and what they need. But most of what I'm seeing is people that are just uneducated and don't know anything.
Do you, and that's kind of where this question leads in, and it kind of, you led into it great, because do you work with folks on, those proper situations on when is, I'm sure the proper time to, if it comes to a discharge of firearm in terms of, self-defense and concealed carry,
Yeah, very much so. In the concealed carry classes, we will go over all the Illinois laws and what is justifiable to use your firearm. But ultimately, what you will learn in class is that if you can avoid a situation at all costs, the best thing to do is to avoid it. Nobody essentially wants to have to shoot anybody, or even I hope I never even have to draw my firearm personally, but it is a tool that's there that you can use for your personal defense and safety. And I want people to be able to know when and how to use that if they have to, if their life depends on it.
Well, and now that leads into it too, because it seems like you train a variety of individuals. We were just talking about that, and it, what's it like working? What do you get the most joy out of? Is it working with the nervous beginners? Is it working with the new gun owners? Or is it the experienced folks out there? What really makes you the happiest when it comes to the training part of things?
So it all really makes me happy if I can help anybody improve, but I get the most joy out of helping that student that comes in scared. I mean, thoroughly scared. And I've seen people literally shaken when they hold a unloaded firearm. Wow. And I've worked with them over a few weeks, and within a few sessions, I see them where they're very comfortable and shooting very well. My wife, for instance, she's been married to me for 22 years, so she's been around firearms for a long time. Her father had some firearms, but she was never into pistols. Several months ago, I talked her into going shooting with me. She was scared to death, her and her friend both that went with us, and they really didn't want to go, I didn't think. I talked them into going to the shooting range, and by the time we left, they both said, "Hey, we had fun. Can we do that again?"
There you go.
Now, within a couple months, I've got them where they both have their own firearms now, and they're confidently getting their own shooting lanes, and
that's awesome.
Shooting bullseyes on their targets. And I hate to admit it, but they might outshoot me sometimes.
So one thing I saw too is that you also do train, when it comes to, even women who might be nervous and want private instruction, and anyone that really wants that, it seems like too.
Sure, yeah, I have all kinds of packages, couples packages, where I'll do like a 3-part training package with a couple.
Does the husband ever come in and give you like the corny joke, like, "I'm really nervous about doing this,"
Yeah, I'll get that every once in a while. They really get embarrassed, like I said, when the wife outshoots them when they're done.
I bet. Why don't we do this? We'll come back and we'll talk about all the opportunities and classes you offer, and we'll talk a little bit more about Precision Point. You stay there, and we'll be here in the studio. 9:32 is the time. Our daily show comes back to you on Roku and Apple Podcasts next.
Throughout all life stages, you need someone in your corner, guiding you on your health and wellness journey. At OSF Healthcare, that's your primary care provider. Your OSF primary care provider is there for every stage of life. Find a provider today at osfhealthcare.org/primary.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, free is alive and well at Liberty Bank, the local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
What's up? It's Mike Keith. What's up, bro? What's good, my guy? Back to spotlight other amazing alumni and how they discovered their path at Lewis and Clark. Let's jump into it.
This is the White Works, president of Works Welding and Tank Service, the nation's premier distributor of tank trailer parts. The White has been an outspoken and long-time supporter of the college, and is the current chairperson of Lewis and Clark Board of Trustees. Oh, and he's a Lewis and Clark grad.
I'm Dwight Wirtz, and I am a trailblazer.
Macias Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible, covering auto, home, business, and life insurance. Our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Macias team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MaciasInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
Tomorrow isn't built by dreamers. It's built by doers. Because progress doesn't work unless we do. So at Amrit, we've been hard at work putting energy to work for you. Adding underground cables, installing advanced switches and sensors, storm hardening poles and power lines, making the energy grid stronger today so it can meet your needs tomorrow. Learn about projects in your area at Ameren.com/energyfuture.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nicello on RiverBender.com.
I wrapped it up and sent it with a note saying I love you, I meant it. Now I know what a fool I've been. But if you kissed me now, I know you'd fool me again. Last Christmas I gave you my heart, but the very next day you gave it away.
Welcome back, Daily Show. We're back in here with Ben and Precision Point. I cannot say that word. It's like I'm having something going on with me. Enough about me. Back with Ben, though. You know, we were teasing the different programs. You do offer quite a bit, and we were talking during the break, and you have this laid out really, I think, efficiently for not only you, but really for the consumer to make sure, you know, it's really all staying consistent.
Right. Yeah. So on my calendar and my website, you can book the services through there. It's www.precisionpointarmory.net.
I'm glad one of us can say it.
But you can go in there and see all the services that I offer. I've kind of got things set up where Monday, Wednesday, and Friday are open to hourly training to work on whatever students want to work on. Tuesday and Thursday, I have some of these classes and courses that are 2 to 3 hours long. Most of them are 2 and 1 hour classes. And I kind of have them flip-flop so you could hit them at different times if you need to. Fridays, there's some couples date nights at the range.
That's cool.
I'll take on couples. I said there's a 3-part training system that you can do one-on-one, or I'll handle couples with that. And then I also have some memberships I've developed, which are 6, 12, and 24 sessions per year, where you can come in and shoot and work with me, and then I'll send you home with take-home drills and things to practice during the weeks really that you're not there.
Well, I like it. I just showed the website on the screen. That, again, is PrecisionPointArmory.net. I will learn this. It's like, well, I don't know what happened to me, but something's going on. I love the idea, though. When you guys go online, it's laid out perfectly, where you know what date it starts and all of that when you book. And really, I think that's a good, efficient way to do it, because in the world of tech, man, you gotta really make it easy for the people when it comes to it.
Right, and there's some other links on there too. Just about every shooting range around the area. I have all that stuff listed on there, so you have a lot of options on where you could go and what you can handle.
You got your range procedures on here and all that, but then you have the local shooting ranges and gun clubs there, and
right.
And I think that's awesome that you provide that resource too. That's great. Getting into this, I think it was important to show that, because safety is a really big component, and I think that's something that for a lot of people that are nervous, because for the folks that aren't nervous, they're going to sign up for the concealed carry class. But I think there is that gap with, like you said, the unloaded firearm, and maybe shaken with when you hold it. And to talk about range safety a little bit and just your outdoor range, I think that's a really good topic and something that you focus on your website, and even just in the early part of the conversation.
Right. Yeah. The range safety is the most important thing. We want everybody to have a good time, but we want to be safe. We want to avoid any accidents that could happen. So every session is going to start with at least a short safety briefing. If you take the handgun 101 or the concealed carry class, the first couple chapters of the course are going to be on safety and safe handling, and that's really instilled very thoroughly throughout the whole program, and so on and so forth.
Well, even during the break, I thought it was really interesting, and I don't know if we should break the fourth wall, but just how, maybe sometimes it would be the individual that doesn't necessarily mean to violate anything, but just learns learns bad habits and things like that. And I think it's really good to instill that across everybody, because it really is something that is so vital to, your not only your firearm ownership, but when it comes to just safety in general.
Right.
Yeah. Well, and I think it's good for the community too, for anybody that's, wondering about gun, firearm training and all of that, this is done right.
Yeah, we want to produce basically safe, responsible firearm owners.
Really cool. It's really cool. And now, how do we get involved, and what's the best way to call and contact you? Is it by calling you?
So any way you'd like, you can call my phone number, 618-779-9947. You can email from the website. I have Facebook, Instagram. You can message me on Messenger. I'm not hard to get a hold of at all.
Absolutely. And, I really appreciate it. And, for private training, just one more time, how does that look? Does it go by hour? Is it half hour? Is it just dependent on?
Like I said, it depends on what you want to do. The one-on-one training is usually hourly or by session. Everything online is priced basically by session. The courses are all priced per course. So that's pretty much how it does. And then, like I said, I can work a custom package for you on whatever you want, but I do offer a lot of options with the classes, courses, a 3-part training system, and then if you really want to get in depth with things, you can do the membership. It does save you a little bit of money on doing a bunch of hourly sessions.
Yeah. That's really good, man. I just think this is awesome, and it's really good to know, and not even, patronizing you, but whenever you get to talk with somebody that has a lot of passion and really does things the right way with responsibility and just laying it out and being organized. And I think that's a big thing when it comes to this. And it's just great to have you on the show. And I'm excited to have you back on to talk about, more ways we can utilize you. I love the couples idea. I mean, this is cool. I mean, no better way to get out some aggression, than showing your husband you can shoot a target right between the eyes,
You know what? me and my wife, every session, we get our 6-spot target, and we get our guns, and we get warmed up, and then by the end of the session, we each get a hostage target.
Nice.
And we put it out about 7 to 10 yards, and we see who can do better at saving the hostage and not shooting the hostage accidentally. So it just makes things a little fun. Or we'll get some targets at the range with different sized ducks or something on it, and just make things enjoyable.
That's awesome, man.
Kind of a little challenging,
You can learn more on PrecisionPointArmory.com or PrecisionPointArmory.net, and then Facebook and Instagram at I'm telling you, I don't know.
We're going to try this 5 or 6 times.
Precision Point Armory. I told you I can do this. I do get paid, by the way, but Facebook and Instagram is where you can find them. You can find them online, and we'll link everything in a write-up on Riverbender. 9:42 is the time. Ben, thanks for stopping by.
Hey, thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
We'll take a quick break. Daily show on a Thursday morning comes your way next. You stay there, and I'll be right here.
Throughout all life stages, you need someone in your corner, guiding you on your health and wellness journey. At OSF Healthcare, that's your primary care provider. Your OSF primary care provider is there for every stage of life. Find a provider today at osfhealthcare.org/primary.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, free is alive and well at Liberty Bank, the local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
What's up? It's Mike Keith. What's up, bro? Back to spotlight other amazing alumni and how they discovered their path at Lewis and Clark. Let's jump into it.
This is Dwight Wirtz, president of Wirtz Welding and Tank Service, the nation's premier distributor of tank trailer parts. Dwight has been an outspoken and long-time supporter of the college and is the current chairperson of Lewis and Clark Board of Trustees. Oh, and he's a Lewis and Clark grad.
I'm Dwight Wirtz, and I am a trailblazer.
Macias Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible, covering auto, home, business, and life insurance. Our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Macias team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MaciasInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
Tomorrow isn't built by dreamers. It's built by doers. Because progress doesn't work unless we do. So at Amrit, we've been hard at work putting energy to work for you. Adding underground cables, installing advanced switches and sensors, storm hardening poles and power lines, making the energy grid stronger today so it can meet your needs tomorrow. Learn about projects in your area at Ameren.com/energyfuture.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
8 acres the Trula gave to me. 7 packs of smokes, 6 packs of 245. And a beer. Yeah, that beer is empty. Okay, date 12.
Oh, welcome back, Daily Show on a Thursday. And what, Josh? How are we doing today, man?
Not too bad. How are you?
Well, you know, this is, I'm excited for this. You know, Greenhead, I saw you the first time a few months ago. You were out at Schnucks and letting people do samples and all that cool stuff. And then I got a Snapchat sent to me, and I saw Greenhead, and I'm like, oh, we got to do this. I completely forgot to, and I lost your number. So I'm like, I need his number, too. I'm glad to have you, because this was actually one of my favorite drinks that I remember of the year.
Yeah, I mean, we get that quite a bit. You know, it's a little different from what most people try. We've got a real clean, crisp taste, don't have any artificial sweeteners or anything like that. And people really seem to enjoy it when they get to try it.
Well, what I think's cool is that for folks that really don't like that, you know, kind of seltzer-y type of thing, you know, it looks like beer, it feels like a beer, and it's kind of cool. It has a unique taste that really doesn't give you the traditional kind of taste of a seltzer or anything like that, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. And like I said, with the artificial sweetener part, you really don't have the aftertaste that sits around like you normally would.
So how did you get involved with producing this? Was this something you wanted to do for a while?
Not necessarily. So my longtime best friend and I have always bounced ideas off of each other, you know, being devil's advocate to each other and basically telling each other the bad ideas that we've had our whole lives. But he's in the industry, and so we just kind of started talking about a few different options and went through some stuff and found that, you know, with a product like this, and we would be a little more able to make margins work the way we want to run a business and everything like that. So kind of took a little while, a few steps to get into it, and then you come up with your idea and you think, okay, well, we want our product to taste this way. and then you go through 5 different rounds of taste testing just for one flavor. And so, we've gone through a lot of different changes from what we initially expected from it to what we landed on, at least for the first one.
This is exciting. So what I think is cool about it is, like you said, the first draft, necessarily to the final product. What was the difference, if you don't mind? Like, is there a way to even describe that?
It is it's kind of funny. It's a similar drink, but vastly different. So we started with a vodka tonic and lime.
Wow.
Which, it kind of, when I say it's similar, it kind of a little bit of a similar base to what you taste with the Greenhead now, but we just realized that in order to reach a more broad audience, we needed to have flavors that stuck with more people. Not necessarily, tonic can be a little bit of a niche.
Yeah.
Just strictly lime can be the same, a little bit of a niche. And so we started with that, and like I said, we went through multiple rounds of tastings.
I just think it's so cool. And now, how long did it take start to finish to get to where you're distributing and where you're able to start getting the product out?
So we got our first sample back. Our first taste test happened in September of 23.
Wow.
And then I believe we officially launched in stores with our distributor in October of 24.
Wow. So it's been over a year.
Yeah. So we just finished up our first full year of sales.
Can I ask you, and not to peel back the curtain too much, but I've always been fascinated by this, and I always, just to get the take, because I feel like the public perception or just the common thought would be once you hit the stores, like you're sitting on a beach somewhere living life up. What's that process look like? And do you see, what's that turnover look like? Does it take some time to get the train moving, so to speak? Or?
Oh, I mean, absolutely.
Okay, and it's fascinating.
You have to think, even the bigger people who don't even consider us competitors, they still have people out in the market every single weekend.
Yeah.
One of the biggest things of any product when it comes to this sort of drink or anything is a liquid to lips.
Gotcha.
People, there's so many different varieties. I mean, you walk into a Schnucks and they've got
that is intimidating anymore.
Yeah, they've got 50 different drinks that all kind of someone can say, oh, well, it's similar to that or similar to that.
Does that ever affect a younger beverage or a younger product? Because I would feel like even for me, when I go into that aisle or like any big store aisle or even a liquor store aisle, I'm like, what? This is too much for me, so I'll just go ahead and grab what I know.
Yep.
Does that happen a lot traditionally, or do you get a lot of? Do you see a lot of people that really take the time to try out that new product that haven't tasted it yet?
Both.
Okay, fascinating.
Yeah. So you do get a lot of people who are just nope, this is what I drink, I'm sticking to it.
Right.
But you get a lot of people who get a little tired of some of the not necessarily flavors, but some of the effects that they have when drinking their normal stuff.
Mine's the taste of Coors. I could drink Coors like it was water, and then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, everything tastes flat.
Right.
Yeah.
And I hear about that with some of the other seltzers as well as.
Oh, for sure.
I love this, but it gives me such a headache afterwards, or I've got the TV static aftertaste, or all kinds of stuff like that.
Well, and that's where I can't do that's where I like this so much, because you're right, man. When it comes to that artificial stuff, it kills me the next day, and to the point where I'll only have a couple of those damn things that I wake up feeling like, I partied for 7 days in Vegas.
Right.
It's
Absolutely.
Crazy. Is the artificial sweetener where it comes into play that kind of hurting feeling?
So. Above my pay grade.
Oh, okay.
I'm not. I can't say for certain.
Right, for sure.
But in my personal opinion, you hear a lot of when you hear that from people, there's certain correlation.
Street data.
Yeah. But like I said,
you can't say that.
I cannot say one way or the next because I've never done scientific research on it. But like I said, that's just what I hear.
So I got to ask you, whenever you get the final, or before you even get the final product back, who's the first like guinea pig group, so to speak?
So we had a few of our close friends and family that consistently tried every single flavor. We took it to a couple weddings, friends' weddings, and got some feedback from them. And
did you find like the grouchy relative at Christmas to give it to, just so you could get the real honest feedback? That's what I would kind of be nervous about.
So our biggest thing with our friends, and I made mention before, so my business partner is Alec Benty, and our biggest thing was we always are each other's devil's advocate on stuff, and we made sure to tell our friends that, like, hey, you are not going to offend us. We would much rather hear this from you than me hear it from people when I'm giving them product at Schnucks, right? So it was really a lot of trust with our close group that was able to try it.
I just think it's such a great product, and I like the look to it too. And I think it's so cool because it kind of ties into your just who you guys are, I think, as people. And I think that's how you really showcase a beverage off the best.
Yeah, it's it's kind of like, we wanted something that we could take to bonfires at home and, just kind of an outdoor type of brand. It doesn't necessarily have to be strictly for one set of demographic of people. It's just kind of something a little different that isn't a skinny can. It's not, a white can. It's something that's a little more outdoorsy, a little more around this area, for example, right? I mean, a lot of people in this area like to do a lot of outdoor activities.
Now, where are you located at store-wise right now?
So store-wise, I believe we're in probably, I'd say 60 to 80 stores currently.
Wow.
That's in our main distributors portfolio.
Okay.
The biggest stores that we're in take a step back. We're originally from Carlinville.
Yeah.
Born and raised in Carlinville. We're still very involved in that community. And so a couple of our hometown stores and bars, like Stars Primal Meats is one of them that is big time. We are in those kind of stores, the local bars in Carlinville. But really we do a lot with Schnucks.
Yeah.
Schnucks and a couple of the other independent liquor stores. There's the Top Shelf in Godfrey and
that's a cool
Effingham.
store.
Yeah. And that's newer store, but they've been great to work with us. And so really right now I would say we're focused in store wise on kind of some of those bigger independent liquor stores, as well as trying to get into some more of those chain grocery stores.
Absolutely. You got a moment to take a quick break with me?
Sure.
You can also find Greenhead right here at the local Schnucks, which is, just right up the road from me. I don't need to go there because I got 2 cases right here for the afternoon. No, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back with Josh, talk more about this next.
What's up? It's Mike Keith. What's up, bro? Back to spotlight other amazing alumni and how they discovered their path at Lewis and Clark. Let's jump into it.
This is the White Works, president of Works Welding and Tank Service, the nation's premier distributor of tank trailer parts. The White has been an outspoken and long-time supporter of the college and is the current chairperson of Lewis and Clark Board of Trustees. Oh, and he's a Lewis and Clark grad.
I'm Dwight Wirtz, and I am a trailblazer.
Macias Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible, covering auto, home, business, and life insurance. Our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Macias team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MaciasInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
Throughout all life stages, you need someone in your corner, guiding you on your health and wellness journey. At OSF Healthcare, that's your primary care provider. Your OSF primary care provider is there for every stage of life. Find a provider today at osfhealthcare.org/primary.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, free is alive and well at Liberty Bank, the local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
Tomorrow isn't built by dreamers. It's built by doers. Because progress doesn't work unless we do. So at Amrit, we've been hard at work putting energy to work for you. Adding underground cables, installing advanced switches and sensors, storm hardening poles and power lines, making the energy grid stronger today so it can meet your needs tomorrow. Learn about projects in your area at Ameren.com/energyfuture.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nicello on RiverBender.com.
Here comes Santa Claus, here comes Santa Claus, running down Santa Claus Lane. Blitzen, blitzen, all here's a reindeer pulling on the rein. Bells are ringing, children's here, all is merry and bright. Hang your stockings and say your prayers.
Welcome back to the Daily Show on a Thursday. It's the 11th day of December, 10 o'clock hour, rolling around on RiverBender.com, Roku TV, anywhere you watch this show. Thanks for doing it. Back with Josh and Greenhead. So, was your idea always to do the cocktail, or did you at first say, maybe a beer or anything like that?
So it actually did start with the craft beer.
Really?
The
Wow.
first idea that came from Alec was actually a craft beer. But with being a smaller company and the way we wanted to have the company ran, it just wasn't going to be able to work.
Yeah.
There weren't enough margins for us. It just wasn't going to be able to work.
Man, that is really good. Like you're right, there's no of that staticky taste, like you said, where it really does kind of get me every once in a while. This is great.
Yeah, it's real crisp. It's clean. The lemon lime, as people say, it can taste like a vodka Sprite with a little bit of a lime wedge, or just something really clean as well. And but the most important thing, and this is when we do tastings and everything, is that you really don't have the aftertaste. You're ready for another drink of it. You're not your Listerine pouch.
Well, and you aren't drinking it again just to get the aftertaste out of your mouth.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
That's always the worst for me, is when I have to keep drinking something because of that same reason.
Right.
So, when you do, what's your favorite part about the business? Is it just the product and seeing people enjoy it when you're out, or is it doing like the demonstrations and going up and doing the samples and things like that?
So I love a lot of it,
Yeah.
right? You've seen me at a sampling. I have fun with it, right? I like to tease people. I like to, have fun with it. We don't get offended at all with anyone's opinion on whether they like it or not.
Have you gotten a rough one before?
Oh yeah. That's
awesome.
Yeah. But look, I mean,
it happens.
You can't find me a single product out there that 100% of people like.
No, I mean, this country almost split in half over Pepsi and Coke. you know?
Right. So, it's one of those things that I don't get offended by it at all.
Mm-hmm.
If it's not for you, it's not for you. And what I tell people is, I appreciate you even trying it, right? Because being a small brand, no one's going to know about it unless we do get people trying it. So all I can ask is that you do. But with that being said, I love doing tastings. I love doing samplings. I think it's great. It's really cool to be able to look at a full business aspect as well and kind of plan some of the strategy, think about the strategy and what we need to do moving forward. also at the same time taking a step back and remembering patience and how things grow and difficulties, and also, being humbled quite a few times, right?
Right. Well, you actually get to live the experience too, and actually live with the product.
Yeah.
And not a lot of people can do that.
Yeah. I mean, it's so cool to be able to see random people drinking it and say, I absolutely love this product, or hear about it from different people saying, oh, yeah, my husband or my wife loves this.
Right.
And just hearing that we've been able to develop a product that people like, I think is, leaps and bounds above where we thought we would be at times.
Oh, 100%. And if you go on to Greenhead USA, you can see a where to buy, and just zoom in on that map. And then there's even some down south and all that good stuff. But I mean, you are just all spread out here throughout the 618 and the Riverbend, and all the way up to, Carlinville, like you said. So it's really cool. I mean, there's a lot of opportunities to get our hands on this.
Yeah, especially in this area, and and we're looking to expand as well. We're working with some other distributors to try to, see if there's potential for expansion as well. Obviously, very grateful for the distributor we have and how they help us out. I was able to talk to him this morning about a couple things coming up, and so it's just really trying to get it in more hands. And
is that the hardest part? Because I think it's so fascinating, because, I mean, you're in an industry that's literally, when we say giants, I mean, those are literal giants. And does that affect a lot of, does it trickle down and affect, from all the way across the board, from giant to medium size to, beverage company to, the smaller companies like where you guys are at?
Well, absolutely. So, I mean, you have to think that, you have to think of it from a company standpoint, right? Mm-hmm. So if you have people in your portfolio or that are really selling a ton, and that's going to have to be your focus on things, right? Mm-hmm. Because that is, and also those type of companies have more money to spend, more, resources available to help you sell them. Yeah. And so it's with the giants, it would be a disservice to the business to not look at those more, right? Does that make sense?
No, that makes total sense. Yeah, I like that perspective on it. Well, and that's where I just think it's just interesting that, I mean, to be as the locations that you're at, for the size of the company and everything is just really cool, and it's great to see the trajectory of that, in that timeline too, because that's really fast.
Yeah, and I mean, you can even. CJ, if you were to talk to the managers at Schnucks, they get shocked when we do tastings at how much we sell. Yeah, we've been told multiple times that it's amazing. They haven't seen very much like this when we're able to get the liquid to lips and people trying it. And
that's so cool. And now, what's the QR code on here?
So the QR code on the can will take you directly to our website. Okay. So you can look on our website. It'll take you to our online shop as well. If you wanted some Greenhead merch, and then, but it also, like you had shown, it shows the map of where we're at, and like I said, we've got our Greenhead merch site that.
That's awesome. These are some of this is really cool. I like this, man.
Yeah.
Beverage companies have to have good merch.
Well, and here's the thing about Greenhead too. It's a beverage company, yes, but we also kind of want to project a little bit of a lifestyle, right? Yeah. So it's not just something you drink. It's kind of bringing that outdoor lifestyle back. Yeah. Like, hey, we're going to own the being outdoors guys, being, out and about, and whether it's camping, fishing, hiking, hunting, anything like that, it's, it's kind of like an outdoor type of brand. And
is that why you came up with the colors the way you did?
Yeah, well, yeah, and then Greenhead is a Greenhead mallard duck, right. So
that's cool. I like the branding part of that. It makes sense.
Yeah, and I've heard plenty of times that, well, you guys are strictly marketed towards males with a can like that. And, my, I guess, pushback on that is, you may think that originally in the can, but some of the majority of the time, my best customers are still females who are probably 25 and up.
Well, I was going to say, I know a lot of, girls that were friends of mine who went to high school with. I mean, they're as country as it gets, and they love that same type of lifestyle. So I don't know where the disconnect would be on that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and it's because we have a good liquid.
Yeah,
right.
That's
I mean,
it.
let's
Really
be
is.
honest,
Yeah.
CJ. It's we're not just throwing junk in a can. We've got a good liquid that people like to drink and like to taste, and the reasoning for the can was to try to hit some more of that male demographic.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people are switching away from the heavier beers and going to other things. And, to hit more of the male demographic, I mean, think about how much males drink, and even in comparison to females.
That's true.
So
Well, it's really cool. Now, if you had a, magic lamp and damn genie pops out, what would the next couple of years look like for you? I know, because you never know in an industry like this, what tomorrow brings, I'm sure. But is there like a plan? Like, do you have anything in mind? Is there any goals that you guys have for next couple of years?
So we do.
Okay.
I would definitely say some expansion, right? Really getting to some areas that offer some high populations. But also a big one is, and this is something that I heard, I got some advice from someone that says, own your zip code.
Yeah.
Right. So really becoming a name that's well known in our area, and then being able to take that and expand to other areas. And also really getting a feel of that while we are a brand that's out there, we still bring the people aspect, right?
Yeah.
So one of my biggest things in life, and you could talk to anyone who knows me, is putting the human in humanity, right? And so that's a big part of what we want to do. And so with expansion also becomes being able to give back a little more, and be able to be more involved with
cool.
some giving back. And to be perfectly transparent, that was a big reason for when Alec and I started this, that we wanted to really focus on, was being able to give back in different aspects.
Wow, I really like this, man, and I'm glad we had the time to chat. Is there anything else you want to talk about when it comes to Greenhead right now?
No, I mean, just tell the viewers out there and everyone that make sure you guys go try it. And we're really excited about our two flavors. We've got the lemon lime and the blackberry. The lemon lime's definitely more of a crisp, clean. The blackberry still has that same base, but a little sweeter because you've got the blackberry juice in it. We're working on our third flavor right now. And
do we know what it is? Can we say?
You'll have to follow us on social media for that one.
What's the social?
Greenhead USA.
Perfect. So
that's our socials. We've got Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, quite a few socials that are out there. But it's really if people can support us and really stick to a local brand, like I said, we're originally from Carlinville. Currently I live in St. Louis, but I'm in Carlinville a lot. We're doing some other things up there with the community, with some nonprofits up there. So
awesome.
So we just are a part of a new chapter of Sleep in Heavenly Peace up there.
That's such a
that
great
we started.
thing.
So,
oh man, that's one of my favorite organizations. Seriously.
Yeah, and so we do. We just helped start that chapter up there, and so like I said, we're big into the community. We really try to put that human aspect into it. CJ, you can tell. We're just couple normal guys who wanted to do something a little different and wanted to really show that, hey, if you have a thought process and you want to put in the time and effort, then you can develop something that people really enjoy.
For sure, man. Thanks for stopping by. This is great.
Yeah, appreciate it.
10:12 on this Thursday morning. We'll take a quick break. We'll link everything in a write-up on RiverBender.com. More Daily Show comes your way next.
Throughout all life stages, you need someone in your corner, guiding you on your health and wellness journey. At OSF Healthcare, that's your primary care provider. Your OSF primary care provider is there for every stage of life. Find a provider today at osfhealthcare.org/primary.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
What's up? It's Mike Keith. What's up, bro? Back to spotlight other amazing alumni and how they discovered their path at Lewis and Clark. Let's jump into it.
This is Dwight Wirtz, president of Wirtz Welding and Tank Service, the nation's premier distributor of tank trailer parts. Dwight has been an outspoken and long-time supporter of the college and is the current chairperson of Lewis and Clark Board of Trustees. Oh, and he's a Lewis and Clark grad.
I'm Dwight Wirtz, and I am a trailblazer.
Macias Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible, covering auto, home, business, and life insurance. Our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Macias team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MaciasInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
Tomorrow isn't built by dreamers. It's built by doers. Because progress doesn't work unless we do. So at Ameren, we've been hard at work putting energy to work for you. Adding underground cables, installing advanced switches and sensors, storm hardening poles and power lines, making the energy grid stronger today so it can meet your needs tomorrow. Learn about projects in your area at Ameren.com/energyfuture.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Run, run, Rudolph, reeling like a merry-go-round.
Daily Show, welcome back. 9:38 is the time on this Thursday. We have Mark joining us from Ameren, Illinois. Mark, if we could, what's your title with Ameren?
Yeah, Beneficial Electrification Executive at Ameren.
Well, this is really exciting, too, to have this conversation in all seriousness, because anytime we can talk about upgrades within, infrastructure, to city-based initiatives like Alton, this is cool. And Alton got a citywide grant. Fill me in on this, and really just in an overview before we dive in, this is some positive times for the city.
Oh, absolutely. And I just want to start by saying happy Thankful Thursday. It's great to be here. Alton participated in our community engagement and consultation program, and this is a part of our beneficial electrification package that really tries to incentivize people in the state of Illinois to transition into electric vehicles. What this program does is create a comprehensive electrification transportation plan for community at the top level. So we worked with, hats off to Andy Campbell, with the Planning Commission. We worked with the city management. And for us, a plan is not a plan till it's written. And so we create this plan in collaboration with the city to create goals on transitioning into electric vehicles. As a part of that, Alton qualified for an additional grant. We were able to give $75,000. And so what they're going to do is align the goals, figure out what's best for the goals for the city to utilize that funding, and then either transition that into electric vehicle charging stations, or maybe make a transition from their police vehicles or public work vehicles into having those be electric vehicles.
Really unique here. So with that, it goes back towards the EV side of things, correct? So, and take me through that with the charging stations, and I know that they get used. There's some on the riverfront at Argosy parking lot that are used, it seems like, all the time. So could these be used in, public parks or public parking lots for the charging station side of things? And then on the flip side, for the emergency responder vehicles, could that be in any qualification of what falls under the emergency personnel umbrella?
Yeah, great questions. We really focus on public charging.
Okay.
Yeah, so it would be used, if that's the goal, to put in public charging stations that would be available for anyone to use. Now, additionally, we have our Charge Smart program.
Yeah.
And so what that does, not only on the business side with the community can we help with the CEC program to put in the charging infrastructure, but for qualifying residents that own an electric vehicle, we'll actually pay for the charging station and pay to have that installed in their residence.
Wow, that's incredible. How long is the turnaround time on that, do you think? I know that's kind of a fluid answer, I'm sure, or a fluid question, because it's all dependent on variables.
A lot of variables. Doesn't take long, though.
Really cool. Yeah. Now, how did the city find out about the opportunity for this?
Yeah, great question. So we intentionally focus at Ameren on what we call our equity investment eligible communities.
Okay.
And those are environmental justice areas, pre-designated areas, R3 areas, or low-income areas.
Okay.
And so we intentionally focus on outreach and provide extra financial resources like the grant, the $75,000 to Alton. And so we will send emails, we'll do a calling campaign, but really Alton came in through a webinar.
Wow.
Yeah, so we had monthly webinars. Alton signed up. They wanted to find out more about the program, learned about the opportunities and the potential funding, and realized that having a written plan could really align in with the rest of their strategic planning for the city. And so something that we can build on. It's an evergreen plan. It's a draft, but something that pulls in all the education and resources together.
Well, and I think that Alton's such a unique spot, and there's so many around the Riverbend region, really up through Edwardsville and you name it, that become almost tourist, places where folks are coming in for a couple of hours and shopping or going back. So to have those, stations or whatever you need utilize that grant for, it all falls in line for exactly what you're saying. That's a really good point.
Absolutely. And so, with charging stations, it kind of is, if you build it, they will come.
Yeah, for sure.
And so there's statistics and data behind it, but when you put in public charging stations, people use them, and people look at maps and how to get to them, and they use their phone, and so they will be utilized.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. Well, and now, did any other communities attend this personal or this singular webinar, or is this a kind of an ongoing program where communities that are invited can hop in when they're able to?
Yeah, and so the goal of this program was to have 80 communities participate.
Okay.
And we were able to complete that goal.
Wow.
And so 80 communities in our territory have strategic plans. 38 of them got funding on top of that. Now we're going into what we're calling Beneficial Electrification Plan 2, which is approved and starts next year. It will go for 3 years. There'll be 10 communities a year that will be able to get plans.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah.
Well, and now it also means a lot for the, just the regional infrastructure too, in terms of whether or not, the purchase is decided for, A or B. I don't think that really matters because, like you said, more charging stations, they'll come, people will come to those. But also on the public safety side of things, it could alleviate, some of those, extra burdens that, those vehicles see.
Oh, absolutely. One of the benefits with electric vehicles, besides a lower cost of ownership, so you have the equivalent of $1 or $2 a gallon of gas when you're charging, is the little or no maintenance. So people that own these electric vehicles, they don't have to have any oil changes. There's only 20 moving parts versus 200 moving parts. And so they're considered way more reliable and dependable, so you can save a lot on maintenance cost. And then from the battery side, there also can be, like you mentioned, used for resiliency too. You can use the electric vehicle as a battery if there's any instances.
Now, we were talking a little bit too about just the webinar opportunity and some of the other opportunities that are provided to some of the lower resourced areas, and you gave us those qualifications. What are some of the other community programs? I know, like the fleet assessment and things like that.
Yeah, we have a great program. So this is for any business that has one or more fleet vehicles.
Oh, okay, I get you now. Yeah.
And so if I'm either a mama prop shop, or if I'm a university or a community, what this program does for us, data is the new currency of the world, right?
Yeah.
And so what we do is provide a comprehensive data-based analysis, and we do this over a 5, 10, 15, 20-year horizon, where we compare a gas vehicle to a likewise model of electric vehicle. And so they can look at that and make a decision. We look at total cost of ownership. We look at carbon reduction. We look at net present value, cost per driven mile. So they get all this analytics together in a report, and they can provide that to the financial department. They can make a decision based on it. They can take it to a board. And so, really it's about empowering people with the right sort of information to make those decisions.
Well, and see, that's where I think it's so important, and just to double in on that, is that it's information, and really that right source of information where you aren't just taking a guess, and so many times I think as business, especially on the mom and pop side of things, you're so busy,
Yeah, great point.
It's like, who has time to really do the numbers on this? So when you have an opportunity to at least see if it makes sense, and if it does, great. And if it doesn't, then that's okay too, but at least you know.
Exactly. Hey, you're doing great. Amarin's hiring, by the way.
But it's really cool. And now, what about this community engagement and consultation program?
Yeah, so I'm really proud of this program. It's one of the programs I help lead out. For us, one, hats off to communities that want to participate, because, mom and pop shops get busy, but so do the communities too. And they're often strapped thin because they're trying to put out fires and make sure daily services are happening. But to forwardly think and look at strategically planning ahead is amazing. So what that program, it does that. We get all the information on electric vehicles, all the information on resources and grant funding available. We do site-specific suitability scoring. So we'll work with a community like Alton that identified locations, and then we'll score those locations. We run it through modeling.
Wow.
and look at road density, how close it is to another charging station, what is the electrical capacity there, and we'll give them a score from a 1 to 100. And so now they can look and say, well, this one has an 89. This might be a better spot to put the charging station.
Well, that's really, and I'm sure it happens a lot of times with communities like Alton that are a little bit older, and you have to, find the right opportunity for that charging station.
Well, it's like you said before, we can all guess.
Right. So, that's awesome. Hey, you got a moment to take a quick break with me?
Yeah, sure.
We got to pay some quick bills. We'll come back with more of Amarin right after this.
Throughout all life stages, you need someone in your corner, guiding you on your health and wellness journey. At OSF Healthcare, that's your primary care provider. Your OSF primary care provider is there for every stage of life. Find a provider today at osfhealthcare.org/primary.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, free is alive and well at Liberty Bank, the local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
Tomorrow isn't built by dreamers. It's built by doers. Because progress doesn't work unless we do. So at Ameren, we've been hard at work putting energy to work for you. Adding underground cables, installing advanced switches and sensors, storm hardening poles and power lines, making the energy grid stronger today so it can meet your needs tomorrow. Learn about projects in your area at Ameren.com/energyfuture.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
So I get in trouble all the time, but I think this is the better version of Baby Please Come Home. Mariah Carey's great and all that, and it kind of scares me when they unthaw her for after Thanksgiving.
that
but this
version
is the
better.
original and how it should be. Thank you,
The
Brian.
classics.
Yeah, we were talking about the fleet assessment, and getting in here locally, has anyone reached out to be a part of that?
Yeah, actually, so Scott Bibb College.
Or the community assessment, sorry.
The fleet assessment.
Oh, yeah.
So Scott Bibb College, which is part of Lewis and Clark College, they do workforce development. And so they use 2 vans that were donated to them from MTA. And those vans are getting older. And they're looking now, they just had a fleet assessment completed.
Okay.
And the numbers look great. And they're looking at transitioning into an electric van.
Yeah.
And so that's just somebody local that has been able to utilize the program.
Well, and it's great, though, I think, for taxpayers to hear that at least they're looking at different options that are more efficient for, it's, not only for their staff, but also at the end of the day, it goes back to the taxpayer for funding the college. So, I mean, on the flip side of that there's 2 great arguments to make for this. It's really good.
Yeah, as much as we can make and gain efficiencies nowadays, is
yeah, no kidding.
Absolutely amazing.
And it leads into the next point, because we're talking about Lewis and Clark. Is the fleet assessment, is that for, larger businesses only, really, or organizations?
Anybody that operates 1 to 2 vehicles all the way up to large fleet operators can benefit from this program. And in fact, we're specifically focusing on smaller businesses.
Makes sense.
Like you said, they're busy. So as much as an opportunity as we can to let them know about the program and get in touch with them and bring them value with it is what we're trying to do.
So what all goes into the assessment? We've been talking about it a lot, and it sounds great, but on the what are the nuts and bolts of it? What do they see in that breakdown?
Yeah, yep. And so they will, in the breakdown, it's pretty extensive. It'll be about a 10, 15-page report. It will look at, and it can even compare multiple models of vehicles. So if you had a truck, you're a university and you use a truck, but you also use a minivan, and then you also have other facility public work vehicles to move things. And so it will do that analysis, and what it will do is it will break it down on 5, 10, 15, 20-year horizon, but then it will compare 5 to 10 different key points, like cost of ownership. So what is the cost of ownership for each one of those? What is the cost per driven mile? What is the present value of those vehicles?
Yeah.
What is it going to look like 5, 10 years from now? What are the fuel costs? What would the cost be with the electric vehicle infrastructure included compared to the gas vehicles? So really analyzes all that.
That's really incredible. I mean, that's that's about as comprehensive as you can get.
I don't think there's anything else we can add. If you know of anything, let us know.
How much wiper fluid's in the car, I guess.
Exactly, yes.
So what does the CEC electrification transportation plan include?
Yeah, so the CEC plan includes, really it starts out with an analysis of the current state of the area of that community.
Okay.
So what exists right now? What charging stations exist not only in that community, but within that region?
Do solar fields come into play here when you're looking at those?
Not solar fields. It's looking at only electrification transportation.
Gotcha.
Yep. And so it'll look at, how many EV owners are registered in your community? Okay. So it'll take a snapshot of that. It'll show how many have registered for the past 10 years. And it'll show, is that trending up or down? Why, right? And so we start with the current baseline and we look at the current analysis of the population density, how many people own electric vehicles, where the electric vehicle infrastructure is. And then we start aligning with goals with the community. What are their long-term goals? What do they want? Economic development? Are they looking at safety? Are they looking at, whatever goal? And then we will craft to those goals strategic plans and run data analysis for them on those planning.
Wow. It's incredible. I mean, and now it takes really, though, community partnership and engagement, though, on that standpoint of things. I can only imagine you can only go as far as you want to unless you have a willing partner that's, ready to dive right in and really look at this too.
It really is the people that make the places.
Yeah.
And especially with the communities, hats off to Alton and the other 80 communities that stepped up, that were able to participate. And I applaud forward-thinking communities that take the time to look at resources. We also have another initiative, not with with electric vehicles, but we have a market development initiative that will actually help communities locate grant funding and help them write the grants.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and so
really
we're
cool.
really community focused, and we think that driving from the community top down works, while at the same time reaching out to the residents about the programs and the businesses.
Well, and that's a great way to wrap up, because we talk about the residential side of things all the time, and I can tell you I'm getting ready to benefit from a residential program myself. So it's there's a lot of things like the energy efficiency program that's fantastic, and I mean that's saving huge amounts of money and alleviates the city from having to figure out a way sometimes to help maybe some of the older, some of the properties that need that help, and they just fall into despair, and so it's really good on all fronts from Ameren, at this point.
Our biggest challenge really is to let people know about the programs.
Well, that really is, to me, would be the issue, because it's whenever you have a menu, and it's like when Gordon Ramsay goes into Hell's Kitchen or Kitchen Nightmares, he's like, well, your menu's 4 pages long. Why don't we shorten it up to 1 page? But you can't, because you're providing all these. That's kind of the one problem that Ameren has. You can't just decide on this because they're all important.
Exactly.
Really cool stuff, Mark. Thanks so much for stopping by.
I appreciate it.
We'll take a quick break. And,
enjoy your Friday.
Thank you. We'll take a quick break, and we're going to come back with top of the hour news and get right into Blog Talk with Sydney. Salvation Army's on the show in the 10 o'clock hour too. You stay there, and I'll be here, Roku and Riverbend.
What's up? It's Mike Keith. What's up, bro? Back to spotlight other amazing alumni and how they discovered their path at Lewis and Clark. Let's jump into it.
This is the White Works, president of Works Welding and Tank Service, the nation's premier distributor of tank trailer parts. The White has been an outspoken and long-time supporter of the college, and is the current chairperson of Lewis and Clark Board of Trustees. Oh, and he's a Lewis and Clark grad.
I'm Dwight Wirtz, and I am a trailblazer.
Macias Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible, covering auto, home, business, and life insurance. Our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Macias team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MaciasInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
Tomorrow isn't built by dreamers. It's built by doers. Because progress doesn't work unless we do. So at Ameren, we've been hard at work putting energy to work for you. Adding underground cables, installing advanced switches and sensors, storm hardening poles and power lines, making the energy grid stronger today so it can meet your needs tomorrow. Learn about projects in your area at Ameren.com/energyfuture.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
9:42, a little bit of change. Steve, Lisa, we are in for a treat today because, well, you called me from, well, you didn't call me. Santa called me from the Polar Express and said, my buddy Steve, my cousin Steve's got something for you. And this is so cool. So the North Pole Elf Hotline, what an awesome thing, Lisa. Before we dive into that, fill me in on what this is all about, because I think if I had this as a kid, I wouldn't be off the phone.
Exactly. So the great thing about this is the kids get a magical experience where they can call into the North Pole Elf Hotline every day and get an updated message about things that are happening at the North Pole, right? So it's a great stress-free way for parents to continue to have that Christmas magic, and they don't have to do anything. So I love it.
This is so cool. Well, and now just a little bit more backstory on this, just so I clarify, how long have you had this going?
So I have done this in the past for my grandkids, right? This is just a little something I did. But this is the very first time. This is our very first year that we are getting this out there to let them know.
Are you serious?
I'm very serious.
This is incredible for a long... I mean, I'm not being funny. I'm sorry not to patronize you. I mean, I just was expecting like, oh, we've been doing this for 25 years, you know? And
No.
Wow.
No, this is our very first year. So I am ridiculously excited for the kids to have this magic.
This is incredible. Well, another cool component of this is now when we get to experience this with our kids and have the fun, you know, we're getting to support Got Faith as well.
That's exactly right.
This is so cool.
Da-da-da-da.
Fill me in. How can we support Got Faith?
So how it works is this. Steve,
Yes.
aka our amazing Santa, right? He is fantastic by endorsing the North Pole Elf Hotline. And really what that means is he has joined as an affiliate, a North Pole official partner. And every time a family signs up using Steve's link, right? A portion of that proceeds from that pass goes directly to Got Faith so that they can put it to work in the ministry. So not only is it magical for the kids, it's magical because we are giving back to Got Faith Ministry in such a way that we can continue to help support them. So it's really just as magical for Got Faith and the families that they serve.
This is incredible. Look, I like your website. This is cool.
Thank you.
This is really cool. And now, so here's what happens. You can see it right here. If you want full access, I love the affordability too, because I'm not going to lie. Whenever we were talking initially, Lisa, I was like, well, maybe $100, you know, or something, because that to me would still be fair because it's a full encompassing thing.
Right.
For $40, I mean, you're getting a whole heck of a lot. And then even if you just want the normal, you know, past $20 is really that's cheaper than Netflix.
Well, you know, not only did they have the opportunity to get a picture with Santa every year, which creates an absolutely lasting memory, right? For equal to or less than getting a picture with Santa Claus, they can experience 30 full days of Christmas wonder and excitement. And don't forget, equally important, when they do that, we are supporting Got Faith Ministry. So to me, that's magical. That's powerful. It's easy. It's easy for parents. They don't even have to do anything. Just let the kids make the call every day. And I don't know about you, but we are all big kids at heart.
Yeah, we are.
I am pretty sure that the parents are also going to get that same excitement because the characters at the North Pole are truly remarkable.
This is so cool. I mean, this is really just such
awesome.
a unique thing. And
it is.
I just wanted to ask you a little bit more because we have the full experience, the $40 experience here. And I love the shop pay aspect for maybe folks that just need, you know, $20 for 2 weeks. That's a lot more, you know, affordable for some. So what's all included with this? Just so I can go through this package and get everything kind of organized for me.
Absolutely. Everything is about giving back, right?
Okay.
So not only do they get the full 30 days, so on the complete package, they get all 6 extensions, like 6 departments directly to the North Pole, right?
Cool.
And they get some amazing stories and some great little cheer activities for the kids. So it's interactive. Okay. But they also get something I wanted to give to the parents is a little kit that they can print and they can download it and print it, and it's got their honorary North Pole Elf certificate. It's got a parent's guide. It tells them how to use the hotline to really make this magical. And really, they just hand the phone to the child, let them experience it. There's gift tags. There's a letter from Santa, and there's also a letter from Grandma Lisa, right?
Wow.
That talks about why it's so important to captivate the magic of Christmas in such a unique and amazing way.
This is so cool. I just think this is so incredible. I really hope this is nothing but a success for not only you, Lisa, but for Steve, for folks to use your code. And now, what is that code so we can help Got Faith?
The great thing is we have him a QR code.
Okay.
But we also, if you head over, and I want to give him some kudos, right? I want you guys to check out Got Faith Ministry.
Isn't it just incredible? Seriously.
It really is. Steve is sharing his link on his social media accounts so that it is so simple. You can sign up right from Got Faith Ministry. You can use their link, and they are getting a little Christmas magic from the help of North Pole Elf Hotline.
I love this.
And I think all the brothers and sisters, all my brothers and sisters in red, it's awesome for them to hook up to this thing.
Yeah.
You know? It's going to be a good thing.
Yeah, this is a really good
Holy peppermint sticks.
Well, and
I got one other thing I didn't tell you about. So one of the things that we're doing for the parents is everybody needs a little extra money this time of year. So parents can also sign up for absolutely free to become a North Pole partner.
Really?
And they can share their own link, right? They can, and they can make extra money for the holidays to help pay for Christmas. So not only this is the same way
about my brothers and sisters in red. You know?
We are helping him at Got Faith Ministry, but we are also helping parents if they just share it and they say, "Hey, I love this." we are going to help parents also make some extra money for Christmas.
That is absolutely incredible.
Isn't it?
I mean, that is truly just so cool.
And I honestly believe there's a reason why we met for this.
I agree, yeah.
And I honestly believe there's a reason why she's here with you.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
There's a connection somewhere.
No, 1,000%. But really, how do they sign up? Can we go into that a little bit?
Absolutely. So, like I said, you can go to Steve's social media account, Got Faith Ministry, and sign up with their link, right? Because that's how we help out Got Faith.
Yeah.
But easily and simply enough, something that we can do is share a link for them, Steve. Yeah. But they can also go to the website, right? But I would rather them go use Steve's link because I want to give to God. I want to give to God Faith Ministry in a very big way.
Absolutely. Well, and I hope we can get as much money raised as possible. Because Steve, I mean, what you guys can't see because I got a little third is. I got my turkey this year again.
You did.
Thank you very much. But it's things that God Faith's able to do throughout the year. With the boxes and of food and everything else, the 100 men breakfast and women breakfast and the music in the park and all the. But even just like you said, Lisa, inside the building, is the coolest component. All the makeup of Got Faith with Miss Martha's Closet and all of the wonderful services you provide. How's the train coming along?
Good. It's good. It's not done completely, but we had over 100 kids there last Saturday.
Did you?
Yeah.
Wow.
And then there's also, Santa's coming down in a helicopter this Saturday.
That's right.
In Jerseyville at the First Baptist Church.
Country,
that's it. Yeah.
Well, and now what we'll do is we'll take a quick break. We're going to come back and talk more about the 6 different storylines. And just to get a little bit more about this, you stay there and we'll be here. RiverBender.com, Roku TV. It's our daily show on a Tuesday. And I just feel like it's Friday. I don't know if it's the holiday or what, but I just feel like, I feel like I'm going on to town or something. It's just vacation mode's kicking in.
What's up? It's Mike Keith. What's up, bro? Back to spotlight other amazing alumni and how they discovered their path at Lewis and Clark. Let's jump into it.
This is Dwight Wirtz, president of Wirtz Welding and Tank Service, the nation's premier distributor of tank trailer parts. Dwight has been an outspoken and long-time supporter of the college and is the current chairperson of Lewis and Clark Board of Trustees. Oh, and he's a Lewis and Clark grad.
I'm Dwight Wirtz, and I am a trailblazer.
Macias Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible, covering auto, home, business, and life insurance. Our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Macias team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MaciasInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
Tomorrow isn't built by dreamers. It's built by doers. Because progress doesn't work unless we do. So at Ameren, we've been hard at work putting energy to work for you. Adding underground cables, installing advanced switches and sensors, storm hardening poles and power lines, making the energy grid stronger today so it can meet your needs tomorrow. Learn about projects in your area at Ameren.com/energyfuture.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Then that time I went and said goodbye. Now I'm back and not ashamed to cry. Ooh, baby, here I am, signed, sealed, delivered, I'm yours. Here I am, baby. Oh, you got the future in your hand.
Welcome back, Daily Show. You couldn't hear that 954. That's my conspiracy theory, quite frankly. The weather and big groceries. But no one's ready for that conversation yet. And we don't need that. I'm like, that's like the conversation you avoid at the Christmas table, and Thanksgiving table. Yes. But you don't avoid calling the Elf Hotline.
That's right, because it launches on Thanksgiving at 7 p.m. Central Time.
No kidding. So this has got to be just so exciting for you, Lisa. I mean, to have this go. How do you set this up? Is it an online, like, just to get a little backstory, is it an online number? Is it is it a real phone number?
It's a real phone number. It's a real toll-free number that's dedicated to the hotline.
Wow.
So they'll gain access to their toll-free number when they get their pass, whichever direction they go. When they do that, they're going to include their telephone number that the kids are going to be calling from, because that becomes the elves' very unique caller ID when they call the North Pole. That gives them access, so they have to register that phone number that's going to be calling, because our elves are checking that naughty and nice list, and they're making sure that those kids are on the nice list so that they can talk to everybody at the North Pole.
This is so cool. This is just so cool. Well, and you're going to get 30 Days of Magic is what you're going to get. And, I think it's so unique, because I always remember, seeing Santa come in on the NORDAC tracker, on the website, or, you heard him come in on the radio from the national, or the, But I just think it's incredible. Now it's a new way to do it, and to get even more inside looks at the North Pole and your buddy's inner workings over there, Steve, because he's a busy guy, and I literally calling me on the North Polar Express. I thought, man, it's like getting a phone call from the president this time of year. I'm like, yes, I'm answering on the first ring. What can I do for you? But I really hope we can get folks to utilize that code and just make sure we can get them to sign up.
Yes.
Right.
And what we'll do is we'll link that QR code on a RiverBender.com article, so we can just click on that and we can go and sign up that way. But what's the best way to get more information on the Elf Hotline?
The absolute best way is to head on over to the website at www.northpoleelfhotline.com, because that is where everything comes together. That's the beginning of your Christmas magic. And I am telling you, there is nothing more magical than to see those kids.
Amen.
Those faces light up because they just heard from one of Santa's very important people at the North Pole.
I'm telling you, this is so cool. And there's 6 different...
So under the complete North Pole Pass, they get 6 different storylines, right? They get 6 different accesses to different departments. I don't know if you know this, but the North Pole has the North Pole Secret Service, and they have a very important job there.
Yeah.
They protect Santa. They protect something from happening, because some people are just little mischievous elves, and they try to cause a little Christmas mischief. So we have the Secret Service. We also have the Great Reindeer Rescue. And Comet Jr. has to help out his dad in that scenario. And I'm telling you, it is something else. We also have Operation Christmas Cheer. That's a very special mission. It's where the kids themselves, bless you, the kids themselves work with our elves. Oh my goodness, bless you. Get to work with our elves to create Christmas cheer in their own home. So this is just as much
that
about exciting Christmas North Pole news, but it also teaches the kids about being kind, being sweet. So it is all about everything magical. And one phone call.
It's so cool.
Every day, of course.
That's right. Well, and Steve, before I let you go, Got Faith, how's everything looking until the end of the year?
Everything's good.
Any events coming up we can support you on?
The helicopter coming down, Downtown Country Christmas, December 6th and 13th. It's the children will come in, they're going to take a picture with Santa, selfie with Santa, and then they go to our workshop and they're going to build toys in the workshop.
Oh, wow.
It's really cool.
At God Faith?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
really
incredible.
cool.
What time?
It's really cool. It's 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock, 6 to 8.
Okay.
And
December 6th and 13th?
Yes. And
okay.
It's a little toy, and it's got you put a quarter in it, and it's got a hammer, and they got to build this, and it's called a quarter pounder.
Yeah.
It's a hammer. But then they go down the hallway to a room and pick out 2 presents for their parents.
Wow.
And they go in another room and wrap it, and then take it back and take it. Underneath the tree.
This is what you can support whenever you utilize the link, and we're gonna, like I said, post that in an article on RiverBender.com. When you sign up, whether it's for the standard or if it's for the full access, but Lisa, before I let you go, you have a phone number to call too. We can give them a sneak peek of what this sounds like. Let's go ahead and do that while I admire my turkey Steve gave me.
Amen.
All right, absolutely. This is a little sneak peek into the hotline, and you're going to hear one of our very, very special elves, Chief Agent Snowflake from the North Pole Secret Service.
I'm excited.
Greetings, families. Chief Agent Snowflake here with a very special briefing. I am the head of the North Pole Secret Service. Yes, we do have this at the North Pole, too. We must protect Santa. I've been monitoring the Christmas magic levels, and I have a little classified intel just for you today. The North Pole Elf Hotline officially opens in just 2 days, and the energy around here is rising fast. The elves are securing the tinsel perimeter. The reindeer are running covert drills, and, well, Santa has just authorized full festive clearance. Call back tomorrow for your next update. And remember, Christmas magic is strongest when you believe.
That's so cool.
Isn't that awesome?
That is so cool. And we're going to link every way that you can sign up for that on Riverbend. I just think that is awesome.
Isn't it awesome?
And help Got Faith and support them.
Yeah.
Lisa, it's nice to meet you. Thank you for stopping by.
It was an absolute pleasure. And Steve, thank you so much.
Oh.
I love that our very own Santa is helping to endorse the North Pole Elf Hotline.
Amen. Yeah.
It's incredible. We're going to take a quick break. It's 10 o'clock in downtown Alton. More Daily Show comes your way next on this Tuesday right after this.
Throughout all life stages, you need someone in your corner, guiding you on your health and wellness journey. At OSF Healthcare, that's your primary care provider. Your OSF primary care provider is there for every stage of life. Find a provider today at osfhealthcare.org/primary.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, free is alive and well at Liberty Bank, the local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
What's up? It's Mike Keith. What's up, bro? Good, my guy. Back to spotlight other amazing alumni and how they discovered their path at Lewis and Clark. Let's jump into it.
This is the White Works, president of Works Welding and Tank Service, the nation's premier distributor of tank trailer parts. The White has been an outspoken and long-time supporter of the college and is the current chairperson of Lewis and Clark Board of Trustees. Oh, and he's a Lewis and Clark grad.
I'm Dwight Wirtz, and I am a trailblazer.
Macias Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible, covering auto, home, business, and life insurance. Our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Macias team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MaciasInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
Tomorrow isn't built by dreamers. It's built by doers. Because progress doesn't work unless we do. So at Amrit, we've been hard at work putting energy to work for you. Adding underground cables, installing advanced switches and sensors, storm hardening poles and power lines, making the energy grid stronger today so it can meet your needs tomorrow. Learn about projects in your area at Ameren.com/energyfuture.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Whoa! Welcome back, my friends. Time 10:58 on this Thursday morning. What a good show. Man, so cool to hear about a local beverage company, and Josh is still on the screen because we played that tape, but just a great story, all about giving back to the community, too. On top of that, we had a great conversation with Ben. That's a winner of a show. Hey, coming up tomorrow, we're going to be talking to the North Alton Godfrey Business Council in a different way. You know, last Saturday, we were there for Breakfast with Santa and told them, because everyone was so hard at work at that event, that we were going to replay that on Friday morning, so we're going to do that for you tomorrow. Then, coming up in the 10 o'clock hour, we're also going to be talking to Don Griffin Training Academy, another chance to upgrade your firearm training experience, all that great stuff and more as we send you into the weekend. I hope you guys have a great rest of your Thursday. Stay warm. It's a little chilly out there still. Until I talk to you on a Friday, try your best to stay out of jail today.